welcome to Open Everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online, that is. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at Bronxnet TV or like us on Facebook at Open Bronxnet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget, follow moi on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Snapchat, Insta Stories, LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. So our first guest is a Bronx Born Broadway performer recognized for performances, her performances, I should say, in shows such as Les Miserables and A Tale of Two Cities and the National Tour of Cats and In the Heights and Jesus Christ Superstar. I mean, we can just go on, but the beauty is that she's back here where it all started for her. And now she's part of Pedro Pan, a musical focusing on a fleeing Cuban immigrant life in America. And the show is going to be featured in the New York Musical Festival starting July 10th. And joining us to share more, we welcome Broadway performer Natalie Toro.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you here.
Thank you.
You have been at this a very, very long time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I got to start even though we're going to talk about Broadway, we're going to talk about musical theater.
Yeah.
But I happen to be a Law and Order fan, right?
Ah.
Forget it. You don't understand. I do Law and Order marathons, okay?
Yeah.
Y cuando me da la gana, I go and I replay and you were on Law and Order, I don't know how many times back when, Mariska wasn't the executive producer.
Yes. Actually, I have very funny stories about Law and Order and how the difference between acting on television and acting on stage. Very funny. Mariska actually called me Two-Take Toro. Two-Take Toro,
right.
Out of nowhere, because it was like boom, 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 and done.
Two takes,
yeah,
nice. Yeah, because you used to perform me live.
Yeah, but TV's a totally different thing.
It is a different animal. However, when you're already conditioned to perform live, you're coming with it off the bat. You're not really coming in with the option of taking.
Except the tools. The tools are different. Whereas theater, there's thousands of people, so you have to be very big.
Right.
Everything's got to exude. This energy's got to come out of you. On TV, the camera's right here.
Right.
So you can't even move an eyelash. Because,
it picks it up.
It picks it up, and it's like, bang, that kind of energy. So I've had to learn for television's like, yes, I get it. Not my usual, I get it. So it's a
and
different
then be
tool.
Latina
it's
doesn't
great.
help.
I know. How can you be Latina and be on TV? I don't get it.
Here we go. Here we are. Well, I'm saying, because we're board animated.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so this is a perfect segue.
And it's exhausting.
Well, is it? You think? I don't know. You've been doing it a long time. And you get paid to be that way, so I don't know.
No, it's great. It's great.
But of course, you're trained also in the musical realm.
Yeah.
Right? So let's just share with everyone a little bit of your background because it's so wonderful and we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
And we're so happy you're here back in the
you.
Bronx to share with our
I know.
Bronx sides.
I'm so excited. I haven't been to the Bronx. The last place I lived was in Riverdale, so that's, the Bronx to me is my home, and what's so exciting when you guys asked me to do this, I was like, are you kidding? I'm gonna go back? Oh my God, because I travel so much, it's really nice to just be back in the boogie down, you know what I mean? And just kind of be around my people, my tribe, and
How long have you been traveling now?
a long time.
Oh gosh, she doesn't want to give the age. It's not like we're going to be able to identify how old you are.
Well, no, you will, because if you Google it, you're gonna know this girl has been doing this for a long time. But no, like 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
You don't look it. Well, you've been at it since
I
you
say
were 5 years old.
rice and beans.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, my first Broadway show was Les Miserables, and I actually played Eponine, which she sings on my own. Beautiful song, beautiful role, and I was the first American to take over the role.
Beautiful.
So,
well, that's just one of the many, though.
Yeah, no, it's great. I got to play a lot of beautiful, profound, strong women. So the roles I play, like, Evita. Hello, Eva Perón.
I know you played Eva Perón.
That's an incredible role. And then there it is. And I sang Memory and Cats. That's the song everybody's waiting for. And Jesus Christ Superstar, Mary Magdalene. I played her very, very strong. I played her like She's his right-hand man. You know what I mean?
Licorice and
Yeah,
the cats.
there's cats,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
It's
that,
great.
that was my favorite. I've seen it. I don't know how many times I saw it when it was on Broadway.
And there's
that's Les
Eponine.
Miserables. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of stuff, a lot of, I think you also have a picture of me when I was 5 years old. And that was when I sang at the Apollo for amateur night.
And that was where it all started
That's
for
where it started.
you. And so, oh, here it is. There it is. There she is. Go ahead, girl.
No, not too much of a ham, right?
No. Well, it's a Flashback Friday.
Yeah.
Woo-woo, you're on open. Yes, I love. You know, how do you feel about being referenced as the Latina Patti LuPone?
Yeah, that was interesting to read that. Actually, that to follow her, that felt very grounding to me. It felt grounding to, okay, I think I've made it now. I think I've you know, someone actually put that in quotes and it's actually online. You know, it feels good. It's like someone saying, you sound just like Barbra Streisand. It's like, what, are you kidding? You know, yeah. It's my career has been so, you know, like we could talk about how it was back then, how it is now being a Latina, how shows now are more Latin infused, Latin based, Latin stories.
Even your current show, your
show.
choice, right?
Yes.
Because you have to have some type of influential, right, following to be able to make these statements, because this is a statement being made, and the timing is impeccable.
It can't be even more perfect, I tell you, and it hurts me to the core because the timing is perfect, only because this story has been forgotten. You know, this is the story of Operation Pedro Pan, which is 14,000 children came over. I think it was Pan Am Airlines, 1960 to 1962. Unaccompanied, because their parents, post-revolutionary Cuba, were so afraid for their lives in Castro that they sent their kids by themselves to the United States for a better life. I mean, come on. And it's called Pedro Pan, I think, because the first kid his name was Pedro, and Peter Pan,
yes,
you know, the Neverland,
right,
and all of that. So our story is so profound with the fact that Pedro, our beautiful Pedro, it's through the eyes of a child. What happens when you come to the United States, not knowing anything about being an American, missing your home, missing your family, not knowing when you're going to see them. So he comes over to the United States. I play his aunt.
Oh, you play
play
the
his
one
Thea.
who takes him on,
Yes,
who adopts him.
Yes,
right?
And check it out. My name is Thea Lily, based on Tiger Lily from
cute.
Peter Pan. So,
nice.
Yeah, a lot of the characters' names are
like
based on the show.
The referencing,
the reference to the story.
And so, the America's Never Neverland?
America's Never Neverland.
That's fascinating, because that's not the times we're living in right now.
Oh, yeah, I know. What I love about this play is that the book writer, Rebecca Aparicio, she has taken her story and her family and her mother especially, the experiences. She didn't experience Pedro Pan in her family, but her family has experienced coming over. Her mother came over as a child with her mom, and the stuff they had to go through once they left Cuba. They were called worms, they were called traitors, we can't, in this society, can't even imagine what that life could have been like for them.
Had they stayed.
Well, not only that, we don't know what it's like to live under that communist rule.
Right.
You know, and that capitalist. It is, especially today's kids and today's people. So that's why it's so profound now, because I don't want to get too political, but how awful it is for a parent to be separated.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
And being on the same soil and not knowing where your child is.
Yeah.
So this story can bring up so many different feelings for people based on today's world.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And even though, you know, we kind of just scratched the surface of, again, the timing is really what is impeccable with regards to the storytelling. I mean, even though it's Cuba that the story is about, it's pretty much the times that we're living in, just in being an immigrant. I mean, this is what this land was based on and built on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then you don't know, you know, unless you're walking in their shoes, can you imagine being a 5-year-old coming to a, you don't even know where you are, a big airport.
You speak the language.
The first time being on an airplane. Who am I going? A lot of these children went to families, but also a lot of these children went to foster care.
Yeah.
And can I tell you that the Cuban Missile Crisis happened, so there were no flights. Now, so a lot of these Pedro Pan kids didn't see their parents for 30 years.
Wow.
So can you imagine? Just, I can't even fathom. So when I go to rehearsal, we're rehearsing now. We open next Tuesday. I am trying to understand, as his aunt, she left. So trying to understand what that could be like, the fear alone of leaving your home. It has to be so bad for you to want to leave your home. So the aunt has a doctorate. She's the head of she's a principal, head of a private school there. You come here, what do? You have to clean toilets.
Wow. Yeah.
That's in the play.
Right.
I kind of gave a little bit away, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, but what I love about this particular musical is that the first act, it's one act, it's one whole, like a 90-minute show, but the first act is in Cuba. So you really do get to see, feel, and the music and the rhythm of Cuba in 1960.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then Act 2 is when he arrives in New York. And then the finale, obviously, is the culmination of all of that. It's through the eyes of this child.
How old is he?
He's 12.
He's 12. So everything is through him.
Through him.
Okay.
And my hair is
I know, my hair's a Sandy too, and I want to talk more.
Yes,
but
well, I
we
know.
have to. But you're going to give the whole play away. So
I'm
we gotta
sorry,
get
I'm
people
not.
to go there.
Please come to the show. We have 5 performances next week. The tickets aren't Broadway prices, so it's the New York Musical Theater Festival. So it's a festival. So what it does is these brand new plays, they get chosen, like 6 or 7 brand new plays get chosen to be produced, kind of not a full production, kind of like a workshop type of thing where people get to see these plays. Producers get to come, you know, people that want to put money and invest in it, so that the next step would be a Broadway show.
So the idea is that everybody gets a taste of it at a cost, you know, at a reasonable price before it gets picked up and brought to Broadway.
Yes.
Because I can totally see this going to Broadway.
Oh my God, this is a flyer, and I mean, you could see how beautiful the art. It just says a lot with his little suitcase.
Yep.
And we have 5 performances next week. I'm sure you'll say it. But there's a lot. It's at the Acorn Theater. There's a lot of handles like hashtag I am Pedro Pan. There's Twitter. There's Facebook. But please come see the show, because not only will it open your eyes to an old story, it will also feed your soul to what's happening now.
Beautiful. Thank you. Woo! Natalie Toro,
Bam.
everyone.
And mic drop.
She did. And big, too. That's it. No, because, bueno, she's a Broadway performer. Pedro Pan. Everything that she's mentioned is really something I think we should all take a moment of our time to go and just feel and experience in a musical form, that is. And it's going to be featured at the New York City Musical Festival starting July 10th at the Acorn Theater, located at 410 West 42nd in Manhattan between 9th and 10th Avenue. And the performance schedules are Tuesday, July 10th at 8 p.m., Thursday, July 12th at 1 p.m., Friday, July 13th at 9 p.m., and Saturday, July 14th at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. And for tickets, you can go to nymf.org/festival/2008 events, Pedro Pan 18, right? So I hope you guys had a pen for that. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to find out about a health-conscious exhibition right here in the Bronx. Don't go anywhere.